So welcome to the first edition of High Spots Incorporated. I'm Paul.
And I'm Dale.
And today we will be reviewing the Raw live tour in Melbourne. So we kicked the night off with Shawn Michaels coming out after a short pre-recorded promo by Triple H.
Which was quite a disappointment that he didn't show up himself.
Yes, COO man has better things to do apparently.
So, yes.
Too busy burying. That's what he does. Anyway, so Shawn Michaels came out and changed the main event to a steel cage match, which was pretty obvious.
Yeah, pretty obvious when you walk in there and you just see the cage kind of hanging above the ring.
Unfortunately, I did not notice this at first because I was very taken back by the quality of our seats, because I spent $150 on tickets this year and last year, and they were exponentially better seats this year.
And I spent $100 less, so I spent $50 this year, and they were probably about the same as I got last year, just on a different angle.
Yeah, the disappointment, you were behind the Tron.
Yeah, behind the Tron, so I couldn't see the first 3 steps of the entrance.
Unfortunate.
Big deal.
Alright, and the first match we had was Finn Balor versus Adrian Neville.
For the NXT Championship.
Yes.
As well, yes.
First note that I wanted to make, very disappointed that Finn Balor didn't use paint.
Yes,
I mean,
that was quite a shame.
They come to Australia once a year for 3 dates, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah, surely he could have at least done a little bit, but...
Like, even just the face,
yeah.
or just part of it. Like,
it's good enough.
He didn't have to do the whole, 3 or 4 hour job
however
of,
long.
Foot to fucking head paint. Anyway, so this match was a pretty good one to kick off the show. It probably could have been better considering the two that were involved, but it was a lot better than Finn Balor and Bo Dallas would have been.
Yeah, it would have.
We'll put it that way.
Would have been pretty terrible match in my opinion. Other than the fact that Balor would have absolutely destroyed Bo Dallas.
Yes, it's always entertaining to see Bo get killed. Anyway, so I was giving this one a 3 MB out of 5.
I was giving this a 3.5 MB out of 5.
Which makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense, but
it
doesn't matter.
We'll work on the rating system too.
Purely only a 3.5 because I was honestly expecting a lot better from these two. It was still very, very good, but it just wasn't quite to the expectations I had.
And considering the abilities of the two, they could have put on an absolute barn burner of a match.
Exactly, they could have put on match of the night easily.
Yeah, they could have stole the show in the first 10 minutes of said show, and it would have been great. But anyway, so moving on to the next match. God. All right, so we got the absolute pleasure of seeing Fandango versus Adam Rose.
It was the biggest throwaway match I've ever seen in my life.
It was the only hilarious or somewhat redeeming thing of this was how funny the reaction or lack of reaction to Adam Rose was.
Because he didn't get booed, he didn't get cheered, it was silence, dead silence. Everyone cared.
Everyone just kind of sat back like, yep, that's Adam Rose.
Whatever.
Yeah.
At least with Fandango, people got up, started doing the dance.
Even I Fandangoed for a little while.
I didn't.
You didn't?
I did.
You did. Right.
I did.
So, safe to say, this was not a good match. So, we're giving this the first dumb as fuck
Dumb as
rating.
fuck, yep.
And that is all we have
That's
to
a hard
say.
thing to achieve. It's a hard thing to achieve.
Although I will make a note of Fandango is over as fuck at house shows.
Certainly. Certainly.
Over as fuck.
Use some sort of weird, suplex into a sit-down position thing. It was strange to finish the match.
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe it other than sit down suplex.
Yeah, it was quite odd. Quite odd.
Either way, he won that match.
And it was dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
Next, we have Luke Harper versus R-Truth. Now, this match was surprisingly good. Wasn't expecting too much from these two, but they really did put on a brilliant match.
For mid-carders.
Exactly, yeah.
For mid-carders. I was not a fan of Truth pandering to the crowd for literally 75% of the match.
Yeah, it was a bit overboard. You know, we get it. You like to say, "Oop, there it is."
Yeah. The fact that he even got it to the point where Harper started joining in.
Yeah, and was trying to say that, and it just didn't get any reaction.
Yeah, so a lot of this match was just taunting and pandering.
Yeah, like
but,
a lot of Harper flexing on the top rope and...
Yeah, and not on the top rope, just
Yeah.
flexing in general. That guy's built as fuck,
Oh
by the
yeah,
way.
definitely. He's huge. Scary.
But, redeeming thing of this is that we got to see the discus clothesline.
Yes,
and
oh my god.
he took Truth's fucking head off.
Yeah, I don't know how R-Truth survived that. Like, he looked knocked out.
Yeah, like legitimate knockout.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
That was almost JBL standards of a clothesline.
Yeah, I'd say that Harper's roughly on a par with JBL as far as clotheslines.
Definitely.
They do very well. So I gave this one a 3.5 MB out of 5.
I also gave it a 3.5 MB out of 5. Just, it would have been a 3, but they put on a surprisingly good match for the two individuals. Like, wasn't expecting anything terrific.
It didn't deserve to be as good as it
No,
was.
definitely not.
So we'll put it that way. Alright, next up was Randy Orton versus King Barrett.
Oh, I was going to say Wade Barrett. Is he not Wade Barrett anymore?
No, apparently you lose your first name if you win King of the Ring.
You lose your
become
first
king.
name. You lose your first name as soon as you come to the main roster too, though.
Yeah, well that's true. They just don't like first names. So, yep, his name's King Barrett, I guess. Just King
I
Barrett
guess.
now.
Apparently he's the king of Australia and
England.
Yeah, was taunting us on our loss of the Ashes.
Yeah, well, enjoy it while you can, Barrett.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen very often.
You seem to have short-term memory of when you got kicked out of the World Cup pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, just point out the triumphs of
Exactly,
this country
exactly.
rather than the failures. Anyway, so this match, I mean, in my personal opinion, I really didn't think it was as good as it could have been. I mean, it was a lot of just working holds and
just a lot of breast holds and just
not a whole lot going on in the match.
nothing really high impact or
apart from
high
Orton's
spots
comeback.
Yeah,
But Orton's comeback is always a
Exactly.
bit of impactful moves. So he pulled out his 5 moves of doom.
Yep, I love that backbreaker though. I can't get over how great that is.
That backbreaker, man. That backbreaker. Yeah,
Ugh.
like I see, it's so good I can't even say backbreaker.
That's what it does to you.
Anyway, so this match finished with, as you would expect, an RKO out of
Seemingly
nowhere.
out of nowhere, but it was pretty obvious.
It was so out of nowhere that I'd been recording for a minute up until that point just so I could get the RKO spot. So, yeah, I gave this a 2.5. I forgot what our rating says. It was Scotty 2 hottie and a half.
Scotty 2 hottie and a half. And I gave this a solid 3 MB. Could have been a lot better, was expecting a lot more, but it was still a solid match.
Yes, the 0.5 on top of the 2 is purely because it ended in an RKO.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to see that, so...
No one can complain.
Yes, that was lovely. Anyway, then we had the intermission, had time to, just digest the first half of the show, and after that we came back to Bo Dallas cutting a promo,
In the ring, yes.
which was not great to start with, but
No.
you knew it was going to get a whole lot better when Shawn Michaels came out.
The reaction, the pop.
He absolutely
Crazy.
popped every time Shawn Michaels was
Crazy.
involved in anything.
It was same with Randy Orton, though, surprisingly. He got a massive pop.
Yeah, I'm not really a big Orton fan, but seeing him live,
Yeah, it was.
it's a very different
It was
thing.
very good.
It's a very different thing.
But
You have-
anyway, back to the Bo Dallas thing.
yeah, so we'll just get back on topic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he cut a promo basically, just ripping into Shawn Michaels and then telling everyone that they had to Bo leave.
Yeah.
And it ended with a super kick to the face.
Which was sold quite well, actually.
Yeah, I legitimately think he almost took his hat off.
And he laid on the ground looking unconscious for about 5 solid minutes, and
Yeah.
it looked quite real.
So he sold quite well.
Or he got kicked in the head legitimately.
And he has brain damage now. So we'll see. If he seems more retarded on future episodes of Raw and SmackDown,
We know
or
what happened.
main event and Superstars, let's be honest, then we'll know what happened. So I gave that a 5 out of 5 just because any time Bo Dallas gets kicked in the face, it's a good thing.
Yep. Same here, 5 out of 5. Who doesn't want to see a super kick? Like,
Even to popular superstars.
yeah, regardless of who takes it.
Exactly. Alright, so after that we had the Divas match, which was Nikki and Brie Bella versus Emma and Natalia.
That match, it surprised me. I was expecting a lot of botches, pretty much a piss break. But
Yeah.
it really wasn't. It
Which,
was,
quite honestly, I did see 4 or 5 people as soon as the Bellas, music hit, just leave. So
Which I don't understand. You at least want to see them.
Give divas a chance.
Yep.
Anyway, so this match was actually quite surprising. Every time that anyone chanted "You can't wrestle" to the Bellas, I was kind of defending them a little bit because they can wrestle.
Yeah,
guys.
they've gotten a lot better. Let's be honest here.
Look at the Bellas 4 years ago and look at them now and tell them that they can't wrestle.
Yeah, it just doesn't
Just
work.
putting it out there, guys.
Yeah.
And surprising reaction for Emma. I was a little bit confused how they tried to play her off as a babyface.
Yeah, even though she had the heel music, everything.
Yeah, which going back to kind of illustrate what I mean as far as the Emma thing, in the Finn Balor and the Neville match, like Balor was getting booed out of the building.
Booed. He was treated as the heel in the match, even in the in-ring stuff, like the stuff he was doing.
Yeah, like the whole, like, you know, when there's a punch-by-punch section going and they're all like, ooh, ah.
Yeah.
Like, he was the boos, which made no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
Like, Balor should not be a fucking heel in any country at all.
Ever.
Ever. Like, ever. Anyway, so back to the Emma thing. She came out with her new music, new look and stuff that she's been doing on NXT with Dana Brooke, but was over as fuck.
Yeah, probably the biggest pop of the night.
Yes, and she was teamed up with probably one of the biggest babyface divas in the company, which was Natalia. Which, what to say, she got quite a pop too.
Yeah, she did, which was quite surprising.
Yes, and I actually saw some footage of her entrance that was posted online, and there was actually, you know how she does the, like, in the corner, the whole, like... Yeah, there was a kid filling her up again.
Oh my god.
I feel that's a thing every time she comes out now.
I think it might be.
They've seen that kid that copped a feel, and they're like, yes, we'll do that. Anyway, so this match ended up with a roll-up by Emma on Brie Bella, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was Brie. I think so.
And... yeah, that was the end of the match, but quite a solid match considering it was a Divas match. So this is a 4 horsemen out of 5 from me.
Both give it a 4 horsemen.
4 horsemen it is. Alright.
Alright, next up was Cesaro versus Kevin Owens, which it was very good, not quite to the level I was expecting from these two, but they still put on a solid, great match.
Think of it this way, right? We got a very, very solid Cesaro-Owens match instead of John Cena winning in Australia.
Yeah, exactly, so we can't complain.
Anytime Cesaro replaces Cena, it's great.
Good news.
Good stuff.
Hashtag thank you Rollins.
Yes, pretty much. There was actually a chant of that going at one point.
Well, I did start that chant, so...
Oh, good work. Good work. We have Dale to thank for that then.
Sweet.
This match... like Dale said, could have been a lot better, but solid 4 horsemen out of 5.
Yeah, I also give this a 4 horsemen out of 5. I was tempted to give it a 4.5, just purely because it was John Cena. John Cena wasn't there, and that added to the match. But I don't know.
Yeah, we don't like Cena, guys.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed by now, not fans.
Just putting that out there. All right, and. That match ended with a neutralizer by Cesaro.
Surprisingly, Cesaro won over, yes. I was quite surprised.
I have heard he went over in Sydney as well.
Oh,
or Brisbane, whichever one was before us.
Yeah, I think it was Brisbane.
Brisbane it is. He went over there too. Apparently he made him tap.
Oh.
I don't know to what.
Probably the sharpshooter, I would imagine, or the crossface, because he's been doing those two lately.
I would say sharpshooter, just purely because of his Tyson Kidd.
Yeah.
But that's plagiarism, Cesaro.
Not plagiarism, but...
it kind of is. He's not a heart. Neither is Tyson Kidd. Stop doing the sharpshooter, guys. Anyway, moving on. So this was our main event of the night. Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins, steel cage match.
Now this was amazing. I'll just say that right. They're one of the best steel cage matches there's been in many a year.
That's just in general, people. That's not just what we have personally seen, because quite honestly, as far as personally seeing cage matches, probably 2.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
One of them was a PCW show, so it wasn't great.
No.
Anyway, but, any time that these two get in a ring, It's fantastic.
You know there's going to be fireworks.
So you can't be disappointed by this match.
Honestly, the best chemistry in all of WWE right now is Ambrose and Rollins. They put on the best matches.
Yeah.
And they can always do something different every night without fail, without being stale, and it's good. And that rhymed unintentionally.
Yes. See, they're so good that we subconsciously rhyme while talking about them. So they actually did a few decent cage spots here.
Yeah, there was a bit of a slingshot into the cage, bit of just throwing into the cage, as you'll see.
I think there was a little bit more than just a slingshot into the cage.
Oh yeah, but that was kind of the first steel cage spot they had.
Yeah, and they ended up having a superplex from the top of the cage.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Which I really wasn't expecting, because come on, to house show in Australia.
Yeah, you're not really expecting any high spots from the cage or anything like that.
No, because if someone got hurt at that point, they'd never come back to Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
They'd just call the whole thing off.
They'd never do a cage match at a house show ever again.
Yeah, it'd be like arm wrestling match for the main event, just to keep them both intact.
I swear that's the way it's going these days with the banning of certain moves.
Yeah, no more curb stomp.
Yeah, bring back the curb stomp.
Bring
please.
back bring back the curb stomp.
Vince, you need to realise people don't look stupid when they're sitting there ready to take it. Sure, when Brock Lesnar does, he looks like an idiot because he's just lying there. But when someone gets powerbombed into the turnbuckle, falls forward, and then gets curb stomped, come on, they don't look like an idiot. Get your facts right.
And if you're gonna pull the whole head trauma thing, you got to get rid of half of your finishes, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
So just realise that it's not the worst thing in the world, and the curb stomp was a fantastic finisher.
It was probably one of the best finishes that has been
around in a while.
Yeah. Like an original finisher.
Yeah.
You've never really seen anyone in WWE do that before.
Exactly. Just change the name. The name sounds horrible.
I like the name. I always liked it.
No, I can understand that it would be taken the wrong way.
Oh yeah.
Either way, we're getting way off topic here. Anyway, so Rollins ended up going over in this match, as you would expect, because it was a title match.
Yeah, world title match.
Yeah, no championship ever changes hands.
Because why would it?
And if it did, it'd change hands again the next night, and they probably wouldn't cover it. Anyway, so the finish to this match was...
It was a pedigree from Seth Rollins, and then I believe he just crawled out the door, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did. And I just want to point out, kid that was sitting behind me, I swear to God, if you don't realise by now that the challenger is not going to win the championship in Australia, then you're going to have a very hard life, and you should very much shut up next time you're behind me.
Or just not turn up, because you're just going to end up disappointed.
Yeah, and we'll point that out to the people who left after they said that you could get a refund because John Cena wasn't there.
Yeah, that actually happened at the start of the show. Shawn Michaels mentioned that you could get a refund because Cena wasn't there. Was it Jojo?
It was Jojo.
I thought it was Shawn Michaels. But yeah, this couple next to us got up and left, and we didn't see them for the rest of the show.
Yeah, and there was 3 or 4 people, there was 2 grown men around me that heard that John Cena wasn't going to be there and that you were offered a refund in the first 10 minutes of the show. And they left.
That's ridiculous.
So, grow a set, guys. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Yes. Okay, so that concluded the night. So, overall, what would you say?
Oh, wait, we're forgetting something.
What are we forgetting?
After the match. Yes, the
cage. We are forgetting something.
As the cage was being hired up, or if that's what you want to say. What word would you even use for that?
The cage was being removed from around the ring.
Rollins
going up.
Rollins decided to come back and attack Dean Ambrose. Brought out a table from under the ring, which Ambrose then ended up going through himself in the form of an elbow off the top, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, elbow off the top.
Initially looked like Rollins was just going to get tossed from the top.
That's what I thought it was going to be, yes.
Yeah, and then he did some super ninja jump over it.
Yeah, that was quite impressive, actually.
Yeah, he got some distance on that jump, guys. He really did. But as Dean Ambrose would say, win or lose, you always got to break a table.
Exactly, always got to break a table.
Which was definitely my favourite quote from the night.
It was a good way to end the show with that quote.
Very good, because I was thinking after the match had finished to get out of my seat, get a bit of a head start on the traffic.
Yeah, we were all thinking that, but then as soon as the cage went up and you saw Rollins start walking back, you knew you had to stay.
Yeah, I was telling my friend that there was definitely something worth staying for, and we weren't disappointed. So overall, the show, Dale.
Oh, we didn't rate the Ambrose Rollins match.
We did not actually, which honestly, just from the amount that we said about that match, I think is pretty self-explanatory that it is
A 5-time.
five time out of 5. And we're not going to complete that quote because you know what we're doing.
Exactly.
Anyway, so back to overall thoughts on the show.
Overall thoughts. Well, I quite liked the entire show. The Fandango Adam Rose brought it down a little bit, but you've got to expect those sorts of matches at house shows. Not all matches are going to feature top superstars.
It can't be a stacked card.
Exactly, because then they have no one for SmackDown.
Exactly, and if anyone watched SmackDown this week, it was fucking shit.
I didn't even watch it.
It was fucking shit.
I heard, I think Rusev beat Roman Reigns or something? Or was it the other?
Roman Reigns beat Rusev.
Oh my god, what's happening to him?
I don't know.
It's ridiculous, he's taking all these pinfalls.
Or it may have actually just been a no decision match. I don't know.
I'm not sure, but I'm sure any viewers we may get can correct us on this if we're incorrect.
Yeah, let's just not put this in the video. This is embarrassing. But anyway, overall thoughts. There wasn't exactly a stacked card, but as we've said, can't have that. And overall, I gave it a 4 out of 5.
I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing we did want to point out is comparison from last year to this year, because we both went last year and both went this year, obviously. And the show overall
yeah,
was much better.
A lot better.
Much better. Like, at least 2 times better.
And you've also got to thank HBK replacing Hulk Hogan.
Exactly,
for that.
because, I mean, sorry brother, but we didn't want you.
Yeah, we really don't care, Hulk.
We were actually more excited to go after we realised that you're racist.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And the merchandise
Be strong,
situation.
brother. Be strong.
Merchandise. Last year when we went, they had... It was nothing but John Cena merchandise. And he wasn't even at the show. He wasn't even announced to be on it last year.
Like, legitimately, it was at intermission that we went to go get merch?
No, even before that. Even at the start of the show, we had a look and...
So the show started at 7:30. Last year we got there maybe 10 to 7, maybe 7 o'clock. Went to at least 4 different merch stands.
Yep.
And all that they had to offer us was Uso shirts in XL.
Yeah, which obviously we're not.
Which, like, I mean, I'm a big dude, but not XL, guys. Come on, large is even swimming a bit. And then I was offered 3 different John Cena shirts in small, medium, large, and extra large.
And a tiny Daniel Bryan hand towel.
Yes, which wouldn't dry shit.
No, not at all. But this year, a lot better. We actually got some merchandise.
As you can see.
As you can see, Kevin Owens.
I also have that
Beautiful
shirt. I also have that shirt.
It was good to see some different merchandise for once, because, well, seriously, do you really expect all your fans to like John Cena? All of them?
Yes.
It doesn't work like that.
See, he wasn't even on the show, and he still had two t-shirts, sweatbands, hats, towels.
Probably, I don't know,
They had a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised if they start coming out with John Cena toilet paper, to be honest.
I would buy that.
Yeah, if it had his face on it,
purely because I could cover him in shit.
Yeah, exactly, and then...
It's what he deserves.
It'd be very appropriate.
That's a bit harsh. You're not that bad, Cena.
Yeah, really not.
Anyway, so I guess that'll wrap it up for our first video.
Yeah.
So like, rate, subscribe, all of that beautiful stuff,
Yeah,
and
good stuff.
And we will hopefully see you soon for some more High Spots Incorporated.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.
Yeah.